Good morning, everyone. It's not good morning. Oh my God. How am I saying good morning at exactly 20 minutes to 10 p.m. in my country? Oh my God. It's just 10 minutes to 22 hours in my country. Guys, I'm sorry for everyone that's gonna hate, obviously disappoint, but good evening, everyone who is really watching in through onto the Rokani Media Football. Reece James back in training for Chelsea. And Chelsea fans must be excited about what this lad has gonna have to make in the recent days, because they've been missing him. Finally, he's back. Let's see close to 100 likes matching this video. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel so as not to miss out on stories that we do upload in here on a daily. Rokani David is my name, and I hope you guys are really having fun wherever you are. And we are talking about Frank Lampard. Obviously, looking back at the time he had with Pep Guardiola when he came in and really paid from Man City. I think when he was playing in the MLS, from January to March, I think the MLS is not being played. And guess what happened? This lad was all there to see to it that he plays some games. And one thing that really went ahead to shock him, he scored against Chelsea, his favorite club, where he went ahead to obviously make lots of records there. He scored against them and he never celebrated. And lastly, there is something talking about Zaniolo, where Aston Villa are not willing to make his transfer permanent to the side of Aston Villa. So we thank God for the gift of life, the Muslims. Barakallahu fikum, and let's obviously set it off as the athletic correspondent for Chelsea, known as, is it Johnston something? Let me check his name right. He's known as Simon Johnston. So he's a correspondent for Chelsea at The Athletic. He has confirmed to us that Reece James has returned to light training after undergoing hamstring surgery in December. James is hopefully of being back in full training in less than a month, and is targeting being involved in Chelsea's season in run. Now, Reece James is the captain of Chelsea. Don't forget that. But it's the hardest thing to obviously come out and really think about when you are having your captain and your captain is acting like how Reece James is acting. He is always M-I-N. That he's missing in action. That is Reece James for you. And him being missing in action is really one of those things that you shouldn't really rely on and obviously give a go here onto the game of football, because what makes you good as a player is your consistency. And I don't doubt the quality of Reece James. I believe he's the best English right back in England. In England, that is it. One will say, what of Kieran Trippier? He does everything that Kieran Trippier does better than him. He defends better and he puts in perfect crosses better. That is Reece James for you. So we'll talk about Trent Alexander-Arnold. I think they might be drawing when it comes to really their final input in the final third of the box or the pitch. But defensively, Reece James is better. That's why you've gone ahead to see to it that he is really being looked at teams like Real Madrid, Bayern Munich, and Barcelona, because this guy is that good. Injuries are the only blocking factor for his career. And I think the only one player I can talk about that is going to obviously put in a huge shift to see to it that he stops maybe his dominancy in England is Diego Dallo. When you look at how Diego Dallo is going to have to transform himself into a player he is right now, oh my God, he looks great. He's putting in assists and he's defending very well. He's more I think Diego Dallo is more press resistant than Reece James, but the rest of the things Reece James is going to have to prove to us that he does them perfectly. He has a perfect cross on him, he defends better, so I think he's the best right back in the Premier League. But the problem is this guy is always injured. That is his huge outdoing in his career, and I really understand exactly that. It's not gonna stop there, because Chelsea are already missing him. He has only gonna have to play 8 Premier League games out of the 24 that Chelsea have gonna have to play, meaning that he has missed out on 16 games. When you have to put 24 games at 100%, you get 8 games out of 24 times 100. That means only gonna have to play close to 30% of the number of games that Chelsea have gonna have to play in the Premier League. Sorry about that. For the huge chunk of the season in the other competitions, Carabao Cup and the FA Cup, he has not been available. But what a way for him to return, as Chelsea are really planning to obviously play the final of the Carabao Cup with Liverpool on the 28th. I don't know whether in 2 weeks from now he's going to be fit, but he would have been a very huge boost, because Malo Gusto has gone ahead and shown us that he's really performing very well, and Malo Gusto is a very good player. He plays well, defensively is good, and going forward is good. Even sometimes when Cucurella and Ben Chilwell have been away, this guy's going to have to stand in as a left back for Chelsea, and he is really good. He is not an injury-prone player. That's why I worry for Reece James, that however much is the captain, if he doesn't keep himself available, there is no way he's going to really see himself get into that starting 11 of Chelsea, because every time he picks or gains momentum, he'll have an injury, and that will obviously see him really leave the side of Chelsea, and he goes back to the sick bay. He missed out of the World Cup because of the injury he had. He returned, he got injured, and this season only, we're going to have to see him getting injured. This is the third time. Very, very annoying. Talented young lad, but I don't know how unlucky he has been. And at that age of him, when you look at Reece James and his age, he's just 24 years of age. And I will remember how injuries disturbed Harry Kane around that age. But later, I think he found a perfect doctor, and they told him the perfect body routine is supposed to be doing. One thing that disturbs us as people, especially those people that play football, is the way they really failed to really get the perfect people to tell them what to do and what not to do when it comes to really playing the ball. But Malo Gusto has gone ahead to put in a lot of effort, and Reece James needs to really do a lot to get himself into these positions, because he has only played 8 games and put up 1 assist in the Premier League. That is Reece James for you, and 1 game in the EFL Cup. When you look at Malo Gusto, right? Malo Gusto, his stats are really very amazing. In the Premier League, he has 4 assists. Have you heard? He has 4 assists, and that's what this guy's going to hit to offer in 17 games. I think he's with one of the best right backs in the league when it comes to obviously putting in assists. And I think the one topping the table is the captain of Newcastle, Kylian Trippier, with 10 assists. Now, if this guy has 4 and he's making his debut season at Chelsea, that is great. In the EFL Cup, he has gone ahead to score just 1. Sorry, he has played 4 games and no assist in there for you. And I think in the FA Cup he has another assist. So this guy, Malo Gusto, is really up and running, and Reece James needs to do a lot to get him out of the way. But for Chelsea fans all over the world, I think you have a reason to smile, to see to it that everything really goes on as to plan. Let's go to Aston Villa that lost to Manchester United over the weekend, and there is a story coming in through from Jacob Tanswell. He's an Aston Villa writer for The Athletic, meaning that he's getting the news from the source, confirming to us that Nicolo Zaniolo will likely return to Galatasaray upon the expiration of his loan. Now, Aston Villa brought in Zaniolo, expecting that he's going to hit the ground running, and maybe they'll have a reason to sign him on a permanent basis. But they really believe he has performed below average, and they don't want him at the club. Zaniolo is this kind of guy who really pushed to obviously go ahead and really go to play for the side of Galatasaray. But before all that, Burnley wanted to sign him. Was it? No, it was not Burnley. It was Brentford. They wanted to sign him. Not Brentford. It was Bournemouth. They wanted to sign him last, I think, in the January transfer window, right? Yeah, of 2023. They wanted to sign him. But at first he said no to them. And after saying no to them, they turned down the gloves. And teams like Juventus that had gone ahead to promise to sign him said, we're not going to sign you. So when they said they're not going to sign Nicolo Zaniolo, what happened? Nicolo Zaniolo and his agent went back to Bournemouth and told them, please, can we now come and play for you? Bournemouth told them, you snubbed us, you showed that you're not going to obviously play for us, and we've moved on to get another player. And they had already gone ahead to submit a bid of, like, was it 30-40 million euros to the side of AS Roma, and they had gone ahead to accept the money, but the player said, I'm not going to play for Bournemouth. But see, Bournemouth is still in the league, and Zaniolo just needed those 6 months, add on this season, play very well, and then he would have gone ahead to get a better club or a better deal in the league, of the Premier League. But right now he feels like he wants to be in the Premier League, but it looks like he's going to hate to fail the test that Unai Emery is going to hate to give him. He rarely starts games, that is it. Even in the recent game Man United played against Aston Villa, he just came off the bench, meaning that he is not really impressive enough. Because even the Moussa Diaby, who is just returning from injury, yet this guy has been there fit, has gone ahead to start ahead of him. So for me, I see that as a huge red flag and a turn-off. So after that, Frank Lampard has come out and really said the following about Man City. He said, an absolute pleasure to play at Man City. It was clear they were going to be a dominant force. The quality of vision and people behind scenes like Cladoni, Teki Berikistan and Ferran. It was eye-opening to see how a football operation would work. Obviously, most of the people that are running the club of Man City were recommended by Pep Guardiola, and he told Man City, before I want to come, I want to see these people there, and they have to obviously put a perfect environment for me to operate. And Frank Lampard is here hailing the people at Man City on how good they are, and that's why you've gone ahead to see it that Man United have gone ahead obviously get one of the geniuses there known as Omar Berrada, and he has gone ahead to leave Cladon, Teki Beglistan and Ferran. You know, I think is it Soliano? Those three people have been really very important for the side of Manchester City. So he's hailing this guy, and I think he obviously deserves his flowers because he's going to hit to do lots of wonders, and the game of football will never forget Pep Guardiola on what he is going to hit to do as a manager. So before I really call in for your comments, for the side of Zaniolo, he still has a lot to do, because if you're having two left-footed players that you're competing with, Leon Bailey, Moussa Diaby, then you need to do a lot to get into that team. But you never know, in the remaining games, he might turn into a very good player. And maybe, even if Aston Villa say we are not going, obviously, to keep you, another Premier League team will put in their request to sign this guy. So, I call upon for your reactions onto Reece James back in Chelsea training in the comment section below. What do you make about his return? Is it exciting or it's not really exciting? And secondly, what are your thoughts about when it comes to Frank Lampard hailing Pep Guardiola and the board of Man City that he's working with? And lastly, your thoughts when it comes to Zaniolo deal is not going to be made permanent at the Aston Villa team. May the living God bless you abundantly. The Muslims, Barakallahu Fikum. And we sign out for now. See you later. And this is the Rokani Media Football. We out.